iCarly is the 2007 sitcom about a girl and her friends running a web show. Victorious is the 2010 sitcom about a girl and her friends going to an art school. Each show presented its characters, stories, settings, and even merchandise in drastically different ways. But which show did it better? Well, since you already know my answer, I figured it only makes sense to collaborate with the iCarly to my Victorious, the Sam Puckett to my Cat Valentine, the Freddie Benson to my Andre Harris, the judicially favorable and justifiably fascinating Jordan Fringe.
Fascinating? Never been called that before. I have also never been called Old Chum. Or even Derek. None of that matters, but those are a list of things I've never been called. Hi, I'm Jordan Fringe.
It's good to have you here. For this video, we'll only be covering the original iCarly and the only Victorious. So, you ready to verify the vigorous variety and visual versatility of the vastly voluminous Victorious?
I'm inclined to infer that the irrevocably incredible innovator is inherently iCarly.
Nice. Now sing the theme song.
I know, you see.
Dude, my theme song. I really don't need another copyright claim.
Oh, my bad. There's not enough people with originality, so here I am to save the day, Jayniac.
That Carly chick is out of her mind. Bring on the fight. Shelby would destroy that twig.
Twig?
I'm not a twig, and I'm getting curvier every day.
I believe in my own choice, and I don't need approval from others.
Carly Shay is the quirky, kind-hearted, and occasionally obsessive protagonist of iCarly. Tori Vega is the plucky, determined, and occasionally obsessive protagonist of Victorious. Yeah, these two are kind of similar.
Yeah, when it comes to personality, Carly and Tori are kind of like a cheese pizza. You know, you got the dough, the cheese, the crust, everything you need to make a generic pizza without the extra toppings to help it stand out.
Well, there is one pepperoni on these metaphorical pizzas. Both Carly and Tori are in an endless pursuit of helping others. Without fail, if they see one of their friends is upset, absent, or in danger, they make every effort to make things better for them. But this isn't always a good thing.
No matter how good their intentions may be, Carly and Tori have a tendency to overstep boundaries. But it's here you'll notice the biggest difference between the two.
Whenever Carly's attempt at helping others goes poorly, she's quick to apologize. But whenever Tori's attempt at helping others goes poorly, she kind of just brushes it under the rug, almost as if she did nothing wrong.
Carly's all like, I want to help you to the best of my ability, and if I hurt you, I hope you understand that I didn't mean it. But Tori's all like, I'm gonna help you and you're gonna fucking like it.
Come on now, is that any way to treat your first crush?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah?
You know I've loved ya, 'cause girl, I really want ya. And you looking nice, you got me cooler than a bag of ice.
Moving on.
When it comes to the supporting cast, both shows have their fair share of characters. Sam, Spencer, Freddie, Gibby, and Tebow from iCarly, and Jade, Andre, Robbie, Kat, Beck, Trina, and Mr. Sikowitz from Victorious.
It doesn't take long to realize that the iCarly cast is outnumbered here, but it is a pretty even match. What the iCarly cast lacks in variety, it more than makes up for in its zingers.
Ever seen a butterstock?
No, what's it for?
This.
I invite you into my home. I teach you about the joys of sculpting. I'm forced to wait an hour for bagels I didn't even want.
We can be buds, but you gotta get over this crush thing.
I am over it, seriously. I'm in love with you, you just want to be friends, and I'm totally cool living with that constant pain.
Hey now, let's not forget Victorious's zingers.
Chicago! Hello, boys. My name is Tori Vega. Buy me some licorice and I'll give you a kiss.
I talk nothing like that. Seriously, do I talk anything like that?
It's raining in my bathroom.
Grandma, you were just taking a shower.
Touche, it seems we're at a standstill.
Well, not exactly. You see, one really glaring problem with the iCarly cast is that Sam, Spencer, and Gibby are all idiots. Sam's book dumb, Spencer's a man-child, and Gibby's, Gibby. You can't have 3 dumb characters be leads in a sitcom. That's just bad writing. Reason being, if you swapped some of their lines, it really wouldn't matter who's saying what. Any of the dumb characters can say the dumb character line, and we'd still get the oh-so-iconic and ever-present laugh track.
But surely you haven't forgotten about how not-so-smart Kat, Trina, and Sikowitz are.
I haven't. And, don't call me Shirley.
Okay, kids won't get that reference.
A common misconception is that Mr. Sikowitz is an idiot, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Mr. Sikowitz plays the role of mentor, and though he can be quite the ditz, he's wise enough to teach his students a fair share of life lessons. Trina's also not an idiot, she's just ignorant of the fact that her aspirations aren't her strongest abilities, and the only people that try to tell her that are the same people that constantly bully her, so of course she's not going to listen to them.
What about Kat?
Yeah, Kat's an idiot.
You've cat to be kidding me, right, Meow?
Ugh, just admit that Victoria's cast is perfect.
You know, I'd never do that on purpose.
Is this your way of staying positive?
Cat pun.
Okay, enough. See, this is why I hate iCarly.
You hate iCarly? That's not what you said in my video.
Look, man, I gotta win back the crowd somehow, and not all of us have 100,000 subscribers to fall back on.
The next category is story and themes, taking a look at how episode plots relate to the central theme of each series. iCarly for its web show and Victorious for its music.
Both shows were able to weld their themes and plots together quite organically, but where each show shines differently are in the plots that didn't have to do with their central theme.
iCarly never shied away from having more character-driven episodes like I Make Sam Girlier, I Enrage Gibby, and I Love You. Episodes like these help flesh out the cast, giving us some insight into why they are the way they are.
True, but so many of those non-web show episodes are just about dating. It's almost like these characters have no character unless they're trying to boink someone. Victorious, on the other hand, has episodes like The Great Ping Pong Scam, Locked Up, and April Fool's Blank, all episodes with ridiculous plots that put our characters in unique situations, forcing them to bounce off of each other.
Yeah, but so many of those non-music episodes are pretty disorganized. Plots go all over the place and little is done to actually flesh the characters out.
You definitely have a point, though I will say it's easy to flesh your characters out when you have 109 episodes. Yes, we know they were broadcasted as 97 episodes. I'm only saying this so people don't comment it. Victorious only had 57 episodes.
True, but iCarly had character episodes as early as season 1, with the Freddy-centric episode specifically I Fence.
Oh yes, who can forget the iconic episode where Freddy goes fencing and is immediately upstaged by his mother. It seems we just have different tastes, and that's what it comes down to. Victorious took a lot of risks with their plots, and usually had a very I don't care attitude when it came to realism. I actually prefer how free-spirited and unpredictable the episode plots could be. It saves the show from becoming just a bunch of shipping wars.
While I prefer the consistency of iCarly's episodes, spending time with these specific characters granted a deeper enjoyment of their character tropes and how they would tackle various situations throughout a bustling social media renaissance. While having more episodes, sure, it still allowed me to feel like getting to know the minds of, let's say, a YouTuber personally, when the cameras aren't rolling. Like they're just regular people having their own lives outside of the web-related things they do. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to personal preference.
Alright, let's talk about presentation, how the shows were shown to the audience, transitions, cinematography, music, humor, all that good stuff.
Both shows excelled at presentation in different ways. iCarly, the series about Carly's web show, used an editing software menu with clips, cuts, and scene selects as a way of transitioning from scene to scene. While Victorious, the series about Tori going to an art school, used quick cuts around the campus to show what characters would be exposed to on their way to the next scene.
When iCarly transitioned, it would have this awesome electric guitar riff that'd be accented by smaller instruments like bells, triangles, and bongos. When Victorious transitioned, it would have these heavy percussion lines accented by whistles. School bells would be added too if the gang was on campus. But that's not all. Victorious actually had 2 transition styles.
The second of which being the slap page update, where characters would post online about how they feel during an episode, which doesn't deviate from the premise at all. The impulse teenage characters are posting impulsive teenage things to an impulsive teenage Twitter.
You mean like regular Twitter?
Ayo! The simplest way to describe the difference in cinematography for the 2 shows is this. iCarly is shot like a sitcom and Victorious is shot like a play. In iCarly, we see a lot of the sets. Spencer's apartment, the apartment hallway, the apartment lobby, Ridgeway Junior High School, and the Groovy Smoothie. The list goes on. Each set was designed with the intent of interaction, and the camera wasn't afraid to explore them. Victorious, on the other hand, used its sets as a backdrop to the characters' shenanigans. Sure, at times we'd get crazier sets like Beck's RV or the prison in Yerba, but on the regular we'd only see Hollywood Arts classrooms, lunch tables, or Tori's house, and we'd never see them in their entirety.
Though I completely agree, I will say the one set Victorious does do well is the hallways. At Hollywood Arts, every student decorates their locker with something that reflects their personality. Because of this, looking at every single locker throughout the hallways can tell you a bit about the person, even if they're just a background character. Besides that though, I think what Victorious lacks in set design, it more than makes up for with its soundtrack and humor. Let me ask you something. Do you honestly think the iCarly web show is funny?
Well, not burst your gut funny, but when I was younger, there were a few gags that made me chuckle, and in earlier episodes, seeing cool guests do weird things on the show definitely brought me some enjoyment.
And you're sure it's not just a case of...
Hold on to your seats. Random equals funny.
Now, I know humor is subjective, so it's all a matter of personal preference. If I had to describe the different tones of humor between the 2 shows, I'd say that iCarly is more slapstick and one-liner driven, while Victorious is more situation-based and character-driven.
I get what you're saying. Earlier you mentioned the dumb character saying the dumb character line, and yeah, that can be a bit of a problem in iCarly. Sam says something, Freddy responds, Sam retorts, cue laugh track. What makes up for this though is how the characters deliver their lines.
What, you mean by screaming them?
I feel like I'm inside a woman!
Charlie, calm down, you're gonna be fine.
Shut up, Freddy!
My mom says none of my relatives...
Victorious's dialogue wasn't just about setting up jokes, and even if it was a joke, it was much more based on who said it. You know Jade's lines, you know Robbie's lines, you know how they'd interact with each other. So when all the characters are in the same room, you can guarantee everyone will contribute something different to the comedy. And we haven't even spoken about all the innuendos.
Okay, let's start the first shot. Beck?
Yeah.
Let me have you on the couch. Girl, for the shot!
You'd have to be pretty skinny to slide under that laser beam and not hit it.
So which one of us is the flattest?
Listen, while I've got you on the phone, would I need my parents' permission to have minor cosmetic surgery?
Trina! What do you say?
That I have to be 18 before you can make
About me!
Can we at least agree that Spencer is the greatest?
Oh, big time.
And for our final category, we're going to talk about the real-world items that each show has spawned. Now, iCarly.com was a website in the show, but it was also a website in real life. Fun fact, the URL would redirect you to a region-specific version of the website if you typed outside of the US.
So if you're Canadian like me, iCarly.com would actually redirect you to iCarly.ca.
The website had blogs, games, and a variety of things that fans can interact with. They'd even have the characters making fun videos together in their spare time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're not forgetting anything? Where's Carly? In the iCarly.com videos, we see Sam Puckett, Spencer Shea, Freddie Benson, Neville Papperman, Tebow, Gibby, Kat Valentine, Trina Vega, Robbie Shapiro, Rex Powers, and strangely enough, Victoria Justice as herself on multiple occasions. But Carly Shea only appears on screen like once, maybe twice. The only reason we're given as to why she's not on screen is...
Sport utility vehicle! Yeah! Carly's recording the action as we all head to...
Carly's recording? I thought Freddie was the camera guy. At least the Slap.com understood its characters better. Everyone got their own individual videos that gave you information about them that wasn't present in the show. Sometimes there'd even be interactions between two characters that don't usually hang out in the show.
Okay, fine, the Slap.com was pretty cool, but Victorious had nothing on the iCarly merchandise. You could have Sam's remote, Spencer's robot, a digital video recorder, an interactive playset, a web show set, and... And don't even get me started on iCarly and its much improved sequel, iCarly 2. iCarly came out swinging with the merchandise, even giving you things from specific episodes.
Yeah, you have a point there. Victorious kinda just had some toys, some video games, and some dolls. One doll in particular can cost anywhere between $300 and $3,000 depending on its condition. Can you guess why? Victorious also had 3 soundtracks and 4 singles that are available on multiple music platforms to this very day. But yeah, iCarly really went all out. A big thank you to my old chum Derek, aka Jordan Fringe, for collaborating with me in this video. Ever since 2020, I've been asked to make this exact video, but I knew I couldn't do it without someone who knows iCarly as well as I know Victorious.
No problem, Jayniac. It was an honor to discuss these 2 shows with you, which in their own right I have respect for and enjoy. You're an incredible content creator, an incredible musician, and I am grateful to call you a friend.
Oh, stop, darling. You're making me blush. In all seriousness, I was in a really dark place, and I was ready to leave YouTube until you contacted me, Jordan Fringe. So, in many ways, I should be thanking you. Thanks, dude. Be sure to check out his channel. The link will be in the description down below. And you know what else will be there? My social medias, but especially Twitch if you want to see me live stream. While you're at it, be sure to follow the Junior and Marcus Talk podcast where we talk about movies, TV shows, and whatever you want us to talk about. If you're already subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to my backup channel, Jayniac Jr., in case anything bad happens to this one. And finally, please check out the merchandise. Every purchase supports this channel. So, who do you think won this time? iCarly or Victorious? And which shows should throw down with Victorious next? Julie and the Phantoms, Violetta? Let me know in the comments down below. Until then, I'll leave you with this.